Who is listening? Is anybody yet? Sarah, Mel, Ashley. Hi, guys. I decided to get going a little bit early solely so that I could complain little bit. This is a broadcast definitely done under duress, and as I said last week, it was highly likely to get canceled, but here we are. We have 2 races tonight, the Baltimore Oaks and the Baltimore Crown, rich races for 3-year-olds at Baltimore Racecourse. Words are hard. If you live under a rock, then you don't know that we are broadcasting from the site of the Real Life Breeders' Cup, which is in Louisville, Kentucky this weekend. Today was day 1. There were races. Horses ran in circles. They had their very first juvenile turf sprint today. We've had that in a sim for like 10 years. Slackers. We even have one for fillies, which they're probably going to add next because the race oversubscribed. It was cold. I was cold all day. I was so windburned that someone thought I was having like a problem when the races were done this afternoon because my face was neon. But yeah, anyway. So the first race we have today is the Baltimore Oaks, and we have a very small field. Not very small, but small field of 6. On the rail, we have Topaz for Izzy Rafferty. She bred and owns this filly. This is a daughter of Heart of the Storm out of her very nice mare, Ricochets. Ricochets was a $600,000 earner and is also the dam of Millionaire Chasing Joy. Topaz broke her maiden first out in a maiden special weight race. She has won 4 of 5 starts. Her only loss came to Enough, who I think ran second in the Louisville Oaks last weekend. Something like that. She ran pretty well. This filly is coming off of a victory in the New Orleans Oaks. She could have run in the Louisville Oaks, like she would have gotten in, but she didn't. She's here instead. That's my story about Topaz. Number 2 is Zoilita for Joseph DePaulo. Apparently I bred this horse, but I surely did not name it that. Let's see what cheesy name I gave it. Wait for it. I named it If You Believe. Like, if you believe they put a man on the moon. That's what it came from. But now it's named Zoilita. This is a 3-year-old daughter of Brilliantly out of my amazing mare Looks Possible, who's by Man of Mystery. This one cost $2.2 million. She is only 2 for 4 lifetime, coming off of a loss to Enough and Taylor Swift, if you know those names. This filly has never won a stakes race, but her non-winners of 2 victory 2 back came with an 88 speed figure, so she definitely fits in with this group. Number 3 is Just Kiss Me. Just Kiss Me is a daughter of James Dean and Just One Kiss. Hold on. Trying to figure out how much this one cost because it's not showing up in her little info area. The answer is $25,001 for Just Kiss Me. Pete Vela owns her. 4 for 5 lifetime. Her lone loss did come in the Stewards Cup last year. I don't know if that's why she decided not to contest the Louisville Oaks this year. She is a grade 1 winner. She did win that 2 weeks back, week 5. And she isn't necessarily bred for this 1 3/16 distance, but it's possible that Pete Vela is using this as a prep race for the week 12 and week 9 big dances that this filly is sure to be favored for. Number 4 is Ash for Laura Ferguson. I bred this one. She's a daughter of Doctor out of Eskimo Kiss. Ash actually beat the boys in the rivalry stakes last out. That was a Derby prep, so technically she could have taken them on in the Derby. Laura Ferguson wisely held her out. It's unlikely that she would have done very well in the Derby. 3 for 4 lifetime. Her lone loss did come to a filly named Reader of Stars, and that was in her second start. This filly never even ran in a maiden race. She broke her maiden in a stake first out. Number 5 is Three's a Crowd for Danny Derby. I also bred this one. This is a 3-year-old daughter of Thread out of Ya Filthy Animal. This filly was 3rd in the Glory Stakes, which was that grade 1 that Just Kiss Me won. Before that, she won a listed race in Puerto Rico. She actually ran against the boys last year. She finished 3rd there. And she is 2 for 6 lifetime, only been off the board once. Rounding out the field is Phil's Tenacity for Phil Hoflick, who is not leaving the game. He is having a dispersal auction because he wants his horses to go away, but he's just rebooting his stable. This filly by Excelsior is 2 for 6 lifetime with a highest lifetime speed figure of an 89. Took her 3 tries to break her maiden, but she got it done by 2 lengths, and that was towards the end of last year. This year, she is coming off a victory in the Grade 3 Inglorious Stakes, 1 minute to post. For the Baltimore Oaks, please get your bets in. Betting pool is currently only $8,000. Would love to see that go over 10. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. How good does that sound? All right. It is post time for the Baltimore Oaks, and betting for the night is closed. Field of 6 set to go mile and 3/16 on a muddy main track. They're off, and the Baltimore Oaks, and Ash was steadied at the start. The rest broke well. Topaz wants the lead, and no one wants to go with her, so Topaz opens up early, and she is on a bender. Topaz by 3 early. Ash is going to rush up to be second, but take back off the leader. Then comes Just Kiss Me, Zolita, Phil's Tenacity, and Three's a Crowd's going to round out that field as they go rushing towards the clubhouse turn. It is Topaz leading by 3. Then comes Ash. She's got a length on Just Kiss Me, another length back to Zoilita, then 2 to Phil's Tenacity, and Three's a Crowd's on the outside. They go streaking for the backstretch, and it is Topaz. She leads by 5 and some, now 6. Ash is very happy with her position in second. She's got 2 lengths on Just Kiss Me. Then comes Zoilita. Another 5 back to Phil's Tenacity, a very small field that's strung out over a lot of ground. Another 2 lengths back to Three's a Crowd. Topaz, she's had it all her own way, and she leads by 3. She's coming to the half-mile pole, 3 lengths ahead of Ash, who's getting her game on now, and Ash is starting to close. 2 lengths back to Just Kiss Me, who's asked for more run. Then comes Zoilita. They have not changed position the entire race, and it is Topaz leading them to the top of the stretch. She's going to have to dig for what's left because here comes Ash on the outside. Ash making a big move. Just Kiss Me getting closer, and Phil's Tenacity even trying to get involved. It is still Topaz. She hasn't had to run yet. Ash is up on her hip, then Just Kiss Me, and they're going to finish that way with Topaz winning by a half. Then comes Ash, Just Kiss Me third, and Phil's Tenacity was 4th. The official winner is Topaz. She's a 3-year-old Dark Bay filly by Heart of the Storm out of Ricochets by Skipping Stone. She's a homebred for Izzy Rafferty, and she is now 5 for 6 lifetime with a companion cat named Floof. Next up is the Baltimore Crown, the big one of the night, and we have a full field of 14. Well, I guess it's not full because you can have 16, but 14 is still a lot of horses. So number 1 on the rail is the first of several fillies in here, and this is Umbra Snow for Danny Derby. This is a $6 million daughter of all of time. She's coming off of a 3rd place finish in the Louisville Oaks just last week. Before that, she was unbeaten, including winning the Stewards Cup debutante last year, closing in on $1 million in earnings. Number 2 is You Break My Heart. Mike Eaton owns this one, a son of James Dean out of his nice mare, Sudden Heartbeats, who I think he sold to me this morning. This colt was 11th in the Louisville Derby, and that was out of 15 runners. He has not won since week 16 of last year, but he is a Grade 2 stakes winner. Only been off the board twice, and his highest lifetime speed figure is an 89. He's been beaten by Fancy Shoes in his last 2. Number 3 is That Fancy Shoes. Keith Maidlode's upset Derby winner was only an upset just because he hadn't been running fast speed figures, but he is 5 for 6 lifetime with over $1 million in earnings. He's bred for 1.25 miles and further. He's by Happy This Way out of a Flames mare. Costs $4 million and surely will be earning that back in his lifetime for Keith Maidlow. Number 4 is Clarabelle. Danny Derby owned this horse, and he transferred her into a partnership to run in this race. 3-year-old daughter of Alon C. out of Let It Go by Father Ralph. This filly was second by a neck in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies last year. Since then, she won a Grade 2 and was fifth in the Louisville Oaks. Number 5 is Twice Upon a Time for Lisa Strummer. This is the colt by Doctor Who out of the Our Lions Real Mare, who was 10th in the Derby, but he'll like this distance a lot more. A $4.5 million purchase, who did win the Grade 2 Rebellion Stakes earlier this year. He has won 2 of his 5 starts. Number 6 is Tame the Wild, and Nina Olson's trying to do better than last week, where she was second in the Derby with Avada Kedavra. This is a son of James Dean out of the nice mare Cherry Blossoms. This guy is 5 for 7 lifetime. His 2 losses were the Derby, where he was 9th, and behind Strike Revenge in the Stewards Cup Juvenile last year, where he was 5th. Other than that, he has won multiple graded stakes, including the Grade 1 Southern California Derby. Number 7 is Night Eyes for Cleopatra. It's her birthday, by the way, so everybody wish Cleopatra a happy birthday. This is a 3-year-old son of James Dean out of the Maryland Million mare, Bibliomania. He was 12th in the Derby, which was kind of a surprise for me. I thought he would run a bit better than that. Before that, he'd won the Alpha Stakes. 3 for 5 lifetime, he was 3rd in the Stewards Cup Juvenile last year. Number 8 is Catch a Can. This is one of Danny Derby's many entrants. This is a 3-year-old son of After the Disco out of Napa Rose. 4 for 6 lifetime with $670,000 in earnings. This guy was second in the Stewards Cup Juvenile last year, beaten ahead by Strike Revenge. Then he won the Rising Star Stakes and the Grade 1 New Orleans Derby. 7th in the Louisville Derby, looking to do better than that here today. Number 9 is Strike Revenge, the horse that has beaten several in here. This guy was 5th in the Louisville Derby, but that might have been too far. Before that, he was unbeaten, including the Stewards Cup Juvenile. A lot of people think that this speedster is going to have his revenge today. Todd Lucas owns and bred this guy by Super out of an East mare, and he is 4 for 5 lifetime. Number 10 is another son of Super. This is Phoenix Argyle for Danny Derby. This one's out of a Because I'm Happy mare, so the distance is a lot better. 4 for 6 lifetime, coming off of a 3rd place finish in the Louisville Derby. Number 11 is Rebel with a Cause, another Cleopatra entrant. This guy was unbeaten going into the Derby, where he was a surprisingly bad 8th. 5 for 6 lifetime. Someone had to be 8th, I guess. Before that, this guy broke his maiden by 3 and then won 4 stakes in a row. He had not faced Grade 1 competition. Let's see if he improves today. Number 12 is Bravely Default. This is another horse that was transferred into a partnership for this race. This is a 3-year-old son of Dragonfly. He's coming off of a victory in the Week 5 Herkimer Stakes, which is notoriously the Maryland home base kind of prep for this race. Before that, he was 3rd behind So Gangster in the Loki Masterpiece, and he is 2 for 5 lifetime. Number 13, This Is Me. A lot of people really liked this horse for the Derby. Elise Peverell bred him, and Lino Duran is the current trainer. A son of Be Prepared out of Dreaming As Always, 5 for 6 lifetime. His first loss was the Derby, where he was 4th. Rounding out the field, we have Hurricane Storm. Regina Moore owns this one. This is a son of Circle of Life, a half-brother to Heart of the Storm, as in Hurricane Storm is half-brother to Heart of the Storm. He cost $7 million as a yearling. 2 for 6 lifetime, has been on the board 5 of his 6 starts. He has run a 90, and he certainly needs to get one of these big Grade 1s to make it as a stallion, like to make you pay attention to him as a stallion, I guess. That's your field for the Baltimore Crown. 3 minutes to post, a full field of 14. Please get your bets in because I want a big betting pool. If any of you are in the Breeders' Cup area tomorrow, there are several Simsters there if you want to hang out. I can point you in the direction of Louise Bayou and Ashley Gibson, or you can meet myself and Susie Rydell. Laura Ferguson will be there. Richard Breedlove was there today. I met him. Supposedly Dylan is there if he would come play with us because we're fun. Or maybe we're not. I don't know. I don't feel too fun right now. One minute post for the Baltimore Crown. Don't forget to join us 2 weeks from tonight for the final leg of the Triple Crown, the Long Island Classic. I seem to recall I was trying to convince someone to buy me movie tickets for that night and then went, oh yeah, we cannot go see Crimes of Grindelwald that night because I have to call the Long Island Classic. Sorry, Robert. I didn't mean to forget you. You're going to think I did that on purpose, but I legit didn't. It's just that you weren't standing there when I showed up today. Guys, you can meet Robert. No, Angela, but it will be in 2 weeks. And it's going to be amazing. Okay, it's post time. Hurrah! Let's see how much you didn't bet. Betting pool closes at $22,100. You're all fired. A field of 14 going a mile and 3/16 for $2 million. Can Fancy Shoes make it 2 in a row? Let's find out. They're off in the Baltimore Crown, and it was a good start for all but Umbra Snow. That filly bobbled at the break. Strike Revenge, he goes right to the lead, and he is joined by Catch Again. Those two move away from Umbra Snow, who is rushed up with You Break My Heart alongside, and This Is Me. Then Tame the Wild, Fancy Shoes, Twice Upon a Time, and Hurricane Storm. Phoenix Argyle, Bravely Default, Rebel with a Cause, Night Eyes, and Clarabelle the filly is at the back of the pack, and they are tightly grouped. Maybe 4 lengths separates the 14 horses. Strike Revenge on the rail, then Catch a Can. Umbra Snow and You Break My Heart. This Is Me, Tame the Wild, and Fancy Shoes. Twice Upon a Time, Hurricane Storm, and Phoenix Argyle. Then comes Bravely Default, 1 length back to Rebel with a Cause, Night Eyes, and Clarabelle is the trailer. Only 6 furlongs left to run in the Baltimore Crown, and Strike Revenge, he now leads by 1. He shook clear of Catch a Can. The filly Umbra Snow is up third, then You Break My Heart. Twice Upon a Time gains a spot, This Is Me loses one. Then comes Tame the Wild. The Derby winner, Fancy Shoes, is sitting 8th. He splits the field with Hurricane Storm, Phoenix Argyle, Bravely Default, Rebel with a Cause, Night Eyes, and Clarabelle has dropped off 5 lengths behind that one. They've only got half a mile left to go in the Baltimore Crown, and Strike Revenge is now clear by 2 lengths. Strike Revenge needs someone to reel him in. Catch a Can still second. Tame the Wild is closing. Tame the Wild is up third, now second. This Is Me, Umbra Snow drops back. Here comes Fancy Shoes. He's now 5th. Phoenix Argyle, You Break My Heart, Hurricane Storm, Night Eyes, Twice Upon a Time. They're into the stretch, and Strike Revenge still leads by 2. It's Tame the Wild trying to run him down. This Is Me and Fancy Shoes is up 4th. Catch a Can could do no more. It is Strike Revenge, though, and Strike Revenge is going to take him gate to wire in the Baltimore Crown. He's going to win by 1.5 lengths. Strike Revenge is your winner. Tame the Wild second. This Is Me right there third. Then Fancy Shoes and Catch a Can. The official winner is Strike Revenge. He's a 3-year-old Dark Bay colt by Super out of Surrender the Fall by East. He is a homebred for Todd Lucas, which means homebreds won both of the races tonight, and you all can just not buy storebreds anymore because I guess they stink. He is 5 for 6 lifetime, and he has a companion cat named Mamie. Yeah, that's a thing. Also, he has no headshot. Todd, if you're listening to this in the morning, buy your animal a headshot. That's going to wrap up our program for tonight because, let's get real, I really want to be in bed before my alarm goes off in a couple hours, which is sad. Don't forget to join us in 2 weeks. Thank you for joining us tonight. I would love to do an Emotonian call like I did last year, but it's on my kid's birthday. And I don't really want to be like, hold up, we can't McDonald's or Chuck E. Cheese or whatever the heck we're going to do so that I can call the Emotonian. I can do a Breeders' Cup week, but not on my kid's birthday. Sorry, not happening. Good night, everybody.